Yo, what's going on, guys? This is JMoney back again with another video, and today I have some decks to recommend for Standard after the most massive Hearthstone patch that happened on Thursday. So yeah, on Thursday there were like 30 cards or something around that nature that got both nerfed and buffed, and yeah, now the meta is starting to level itself out after the nerfs. So we're starting to see what the best decks in the meta are. So here we go. Here are some of the best decks in the meta. Starting off, Reno Warrior, and it's not even close. This is literally the best deck in the meta. I don't care if you say Zoo Hunter or anything like that. I know it's technically the highest win rate deck in the meta, but no, Reno Warrior is the best deck in the game right now. After the nerfs, because where they changed Deep Miner Bran as well as Reno to where if your deck started with no duplicates, so just as long as you get Deep Miner Bran on 6, or if you coin it out on 5, you win the game at that point because you get infinite value that your opponent cannot deal with. And then you use that double battle cries to basically just do double excavate, get up to the Azurite Ox as fast as possible, get an extra Zilliax, get some more lifesteal out there, summon 2 extra minions from Inventor Boom, whether it be Zilliax or Burrow Buster, to just have 6 attack minions, 4 of them attack your opponent's face, basically. And then you also have Boom Boss Thogrin, which is still really good, even though it got nerfed, to where it shuffles into your opponent's deck, which is still really good because the TNTs do not blow themselves up, and it just destroys your opponent's deck. They can't come back from it, and you win basically outright. Just get Bran as fast as possible. You're gonna get double Ignis value from the Ignis weapons, and you can just get 2 Wind Fury weapons. Doesn't even matter what the secondary effect is. You can get lifesteal, or you can get like with a draw 3 cards, burn your entire deck, and you'll still win. And now we go into the second best deck in the meta, in my opinion, which is Zoo Hunter. Yeah, this deck has just it's honestly got to be the best to climb with because it's still super aggro. The only hit they got was the extra durability to Jungle Gym, and yeah, that's not been that much of a nerf because you still got extra big board shifts with Observer Myths into the Awakening Tremors after you play like the sneaky snakes, so you get like a bunch of 4 attack minions or 5 attack minions after you play Observer Myths and the Tremors, the Jormongers. And then you just have Leroy for free. Well, not Leroy for free, but you have Leroy in the deck because why not? Just mark down your opponent even more. And also Patchwork Pals, which does this even more, which because you just get the 2 mana Leok and the 2 mana Huffer into your hand. You can just play that outright, and with the Observer Myths, it just combos off really well. And yeah, you just gotta have big board wipes to deal with this deck, so that way they can run out of steam. This deck, it can run out of steam very fast, but like if you smork your opponent down fast enough, it doesn't even fucking matter. Then we got this deck, one of the only decks that counters basically the the Zoo Hunter, which is Flood Paladin. Yeah, this deck also just swarms the board with a bunch of minions, whether it be Mermy with the Reborn, or you could just get Mining Casualties, have like a bunch of 1/1s that can just clear up the board. Showdown, your opponent, your Zoo Hunter opponent is already gonna have a full board, so you're just getting a bunch of 3/3s for free. Then you just get Boogie Down to tutor out a bunch of these extra minions, and then you just play like Crusader Aura, you play your Ziliax, you play Prismatic Beam. It's really good against the Zoo Hunter. Yeah, this deck is basically being run to counter the Spell Token Hunter, because yeah, the Zoo Hunter just runs out of steam very fast if you can deal with it, and Flood Paladin can deal with it. And then we've got Handbuff Paladin, which is starting to climb back up into the meta, which I am very upset about because I hated this deck when it first came out. Although Shroomscavate still doesn't give Wind Fury, it still just swarms the board with a bunch of big minions. You can buff up everything in your hand. You can have like a 10 attack Leroy or something like that. Give it even more attack with that Outfit Tailor. You can do some stuff with Tarim. You can excavate twice and then just polymorph your entire opponent's board with Finley. It just does a lot of good stuff with Instrument Tech to draw out the Painter's Virtue. It's just a really good draw, and yeah, it's insane. Honestly, I don't really have many words for it because I haven't played the deck since Shroomscavate got nerfed. But yeah, this is a big deck to keep an eye out for, because it can spiral out of control really fast, and when it spirals out, you lost the game at that point. And then we've got Sludge Warlock. Sludge Warlock is back, even with the Forge of Will's nerf to 4 mana. This deck is still just really good. It's starting to come back up in the meta. I believe it has like a 53% win rate in Legend, according to HS Replay. But yeah, it's basically the same as it used to be, but with the Sludge on Wheels with 4 health instead of 5, and the Forge of Wills to 4 mana. Man, this deck has seen a lot of nerfs, and it's still really good. So you got Waste Remover, which is 5/7 now, which you can still get off Forge of Wills and still be really happy. Chaos Creation, which can just destroy 5 things of barrels of sludge from your deck, which can just go face pretty much. Again, a bunch of these decks are just swarming the board, controlling the board, and just trying to kill your opponent as fast as possible. And then, in order to deal with a lot of the aggro decks, you have Popgar into Crescendo, which not only just gives you a bunch of lifesteal value, but it can just clear the board outright. And then we have Zarimi Priest, which, once again, if you haven't checked out my games with Zarimi Priest last week, I believe I posted it on Friday after the nerfs came out. But yeah, that was me playing the deck pre-nerf. Post-nerf, it's apparently still really good. You just put in some Starlight Whelps to get the extra dragons into your list, and then you can copy all the extra dragons that you need with Pip the Potent, and you'll still be able to play Zarimi relatively easy, and then just still get a bunch of 0 mana Thirsty Drifters, 0 mana Ziliaxes, go face for the OTK, and yeah. If you saw the games I played with Zarimi Priest in my other video, which, go watch it if you haven't. Thank you again for all the support on that video as well, and also on all these videos, these Hearthstone videos. They have been shown a lot of love, and I appreciate all of you for doing that. But yeah, if you've seen the games from that video, this deck just goes crazy. Sometimes you just don't even need Zarimi. You could just go wide board with like Crimson Clergy into like a bunch of board buffs with like Kyurgen and Gift Wrap Whelp, and then Dreamboat to have like a big 7 something, and then you could just play Thirsty Drifter on that board. A lot of times they just can't even get past that board. But yeah, Zarimi Priest still really good, even after the nerf to take an extra 3 dragons. But yeah, it's still really good. And then we've got Pain Warlock, which is still really good after the nerfs. Yeah, not a lot to say. You just still hurt yourself a lot with Flame Imp, with Spirit Bomb, with things like Elementium Geode, with Malefic Rook, and with Blood Treant to try and get yourself as low as possible to try and play a free 0 mana 4/4 and free 0 mana 8/8s. And yeah, if you can also do this, you can use Ziliax to just have a free minion on the board, because Ziliax is with the what is it? The ticking module? Yeah, the ticking module are just really good because it's basically gonna be free because all your opponent. All the boards in this game are just going to be full of minions, so these Ziliaxes are always going to be basically 0 mana. But yeah, even with the nerf to Forge of Wills, this deck is still really good. You still have Popgar in here to get some extra healing from the Barrels of Sludge if you need it. But yeah, most times you either just die really fast or you kill your opponent really fast. So it's really no in between. This deck can really spiral out of control in both ways. And then we have Shopper Demon Hunter coming back from the depths of hell. But yeah, it's still the same as it was. It's just that you have the Umpire's Grasp at 4 mana, and you still play the Window Shopper for cheap. And if you get a Magtheridon, you just red card it after it awakens. So that way, you get more value from your Magtheridons. And this deck is still really, really aggressive because you have things like Parched Desperado, you have things like Burning Heart to give your opponent, to give your hero extra attack, as well as Spirit of the Team. Ball Hog, which can just kill your opponent if they are low enough and if they are the only minion on the board. You got Metamorphosis, extra reach value. And then you have Ziliax for wide boards because Ziliax literally gonna be in almost probably 90% of decks, if I'm being honest, because that's just how good Ziliax is in this meta. And then we have Reno Shaman, which apparently has been really good against Zoo Hunter because of board clears like Lightning Storm, and also things like Baking Soda Volcano to get not only extra life steal value, but also just destroy your opponent's board. You have things like the new Hagatha, and also you have Aftershocks going to 4, which is a good bit of removal for when you're playing against the aggro decks like Flood Paladin or the Zoo Hunter. And then you have Hagatha to just draw things like Giant Tumbleweed, draw things like Wish Upon a Star, and yeah, you just use this to you use the Shutter block right before you use Wish Upon a Star, and you basically just win the game after that. No matter what the matchup is, because again, you just buff the entire board a million times. And again, you have Ziliax in here because Ziliax is the best card in the game, honestly. And you have Reno because you have Reno, and you have Dr. Holiday because obvious reasons. You get the scaling weapon with Holiday, where you get all the frogs, and you get Reno, where you just get board clear. Board clear for free, basically. But yeah, this deck has been really good against, if you want to deal with a bunch of the aggro decks, definitely take a look at this list. But yeah, not much else to say about Reno Shaman. I do like the interactions with the Shutter Block, honestly. I think Shutter Block is just a really good card. And then finally, we have Dragon Druid. Yeah, so Dragon Druid has been seeing a bunch of play once again, and it has been apparently really good in the high ranks in Legend. It's still the same, basically. You Splish Splash Whelp, you try and get Dragon Golem with as many dragons as possible in your hand, discount your Fi as fast as possible, play Ziliax to... play Ziliax to buff your Dragon Golems even more. But yeah, you also have things like Magatha plus Sky Mother Aviana to get a bunch of random legendaries for 1 mana, draw them with Magatha. Yeah, this deck doesn't run a lot of spells, so your Magatha is going to be really good on turn 5 if you get it, or you could always wait until after you play Sky Mother Aviana to see how good your legendary pulls are. And then you also have Yogg-Saron in here, which is going to be really good board removal as well, so, you know, just underrated piece of removal there, or you could just take control of something big that your opponent's doing. But yeah, Dragon Druid been doing pretty good. But yeah, those are the decks that I have suggested here. Nothing really from Death Knight. Death Knight kind of got fucked over hard from the nerfs. Mage, Sith Mage has been doing good still, but I don't know, man. I saw eCore do like a 94% win rate version of Sith Mage, so, you know, maybe you could try that. Rogue, I mean, I don't know what... You can just do Excavate Rogue if you want to do Rogue, you want to do that kind of shenanigans, but yeah, basically, other than Mage, Death Knight, and Rogue, got a little bit of representation of all the classes, so that is good to see. But yeah, the decks to look out for are definitely Reno Warrior, because it is by far the best deck in the game, so definitely play it. And also Zoo Hunter, that is probably my second best deck in the meta right now, in my opinion. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. I appreciate all the love that you guys have been showing on the Hearthstone videos. I'm going to be posting a deck profile video of one of these decks on Monday, so yeah, hopefully you go check that out whenever it is live. Be sure to subscribe. It really means a ton for me if you do. We are actually really close to 300 subscribers. We are at 299 right now, as I saw earlier. But yeah, other than that, I don't really have much to say. So hopefully, if you have any decks that you like, let me know what decks you like. I'll probably play them for a video. But yeah. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day and have a good week. And with that being said, I will see you all tomorrow. Take it easy.